have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that, because you don't know.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through the 6-month results of my envelope challenge. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I first picked this up 6 months ago and it's called the 100 envelope challenge. I'll leave my original video explaining the entire thing linked down below, and I'll also try and pop it up here in the video links. But basically, it is a money saving challenge that you can start anytime. I know a lot of people might want to start that on the first day of the year, or, you know, mid-year after the end of financial year, because it is a 100 envelope, 52-week challenge where you pull out 2 envelopes every week. So I decided just to start mine out of the blue because I really wanted to get on top of my savings, and it is a very effective way to be consciously saving around $5,000, which I thought was a really great savings target for someone like me who is their single income. And I also do want to not impact my regular lifestyle too much. So it was a really manageable amount for me to start to put away. So I'm going to catch you guys up on how much I've saved so far and how it's been just managing the whole process and everything as well. Now, just a super quick reminder, if you are new here, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I put up new videos every single week. Now, to type up the totals, I'm going to use my cute new little keyboard. I just got this from Logitech and I love this. It's literally $99 and it's a little portable keyboard, so I can just use it with my phone like this. And I found this so incredibly handy because I don't have a laptop at the moment and I don't have an iPad or anything like that. So when I have to type long emails or just do a little bit more complicated tasks on my phone, I was just literally typing it onto the phone screen. But now I've got this little keyboard, which makes it a lot easier. So what I started off with was this box full of envelopes, and on each envelope there is the numbers. So there is literally every single number of the envelope that I would pull, and I wrote that down from 100 until 1. And if you go back to the old video, you'll see the entire process of me putting that all together. Then I popped them all in the box, gave them a really good shuffle around, and I've been pulling them out and tracking it in my diary ever since. So this is the diary entry that I used, where I've got all of the numbers and things, and I would just simply cross out the number as I got up to it and pulled that envelope out. And the way that I did this challenge was digitally, because I don't really carry much cash anymore, and it would be pretty rare for me to just have that sort of cash laying around. If I were to pull out, let's say $199, I do not have $200 cash just laying around in my house. So I decided that it would all be via bank transfers, and that made it really, really simple for me because I could literally just pull 2 envelopes and I would have my number, total it up, and transfer that straight into my savings account. So that's what I've been doing, and it's actually been really, really fun. So I would definitely recommend this, whether you're doing it by yourself, with a partner, or even you could start the challenge with a friend just to have an accountability buddy. But if you did this with a partner, you could easily save $10,000 together, or even more, depending on the amounts that you might want to write down on the envelope. So I did have a couple of the big ones come out pretty early on. So that was a little bit testing because I wasn't always kind of ready for them. Like, as much as I had mentally prepared for the challenge and budgeted for it, there are just little expenses that come up along the way that you just don't really kind of allow for in your regular budget. Like, for example, around this time of year, I always get my car insurance and my registration and stuff, and those are like $700 each. So they are very, very large expenses that, as much as I like know roughly when they're coming out, I just feel like I never, like, I get the bill and I'm just like, oh God, like, so I did already pull out the number 100, and I also pulled out the number 1. So I have been at the high and low end of the spectrum in this challenge so far. And in between that, I've just pulled out a bunch of other numbers. So if I go through them all, I will tally it up and I'll let you guys know, because I actually haven't counted it to know where I've gotten up to. So that'll be really interesting to track my process. So let's get on to that. So that was actually really interesting because I am like this close to saving half of the $5,000 target. I'm sure it goes either way. Some people might be like way down the other end of the spectrum and some people might be much closer to the target depending on which amounts you pulled out. But this is my 6-month total. So far I have saved $2,484. So if we subtract that from $5,050, it leaves me with $2,566 left to go. Now, I thought what might be fun is we can pull the next 2 envelopes together so you can see how much that will help me get toward the rest of my targets. So I've got my box here and I'm just going to grab out 2 more envelopes. So I've got 52 and 79. So I will be putting both of those amounts into my account today so I can go back into my journal. Like I said, this is the first page I wrote in my journal, and I'll cross out 79 and 52. So that's going to get me a little bit closer yet again. And like I said, the envelopes in my case are just kind of like a placeholder because I am doing this all via electronic funds transfer, but you could definitely just put cash in them and then keep it in a safe place and deposit it at the end of the challenge or maybe at the 6-month mark so that you're obviously not carrying a bunch of cash just sitting around at home. I probably would not advise you do that, but yeah, and then I will continue on with this and I'll be giving you guys the full update at the end. So something that I am really pleased with myself about is I haven't missed an envelope yet. And what should you do if this happens? Because I guess maybe you just don't have the money, like you literally cannot pull that money out at that time. So in my original video, I did give a suggestion for what to do if you say pull out this 52 and 79. I've actually just been paid for a job that I did for Bailey Nelson, actually, the glasses brand that I'm wearing. So I just received that money yesterday into my account, so I'll be able to afford this straight away. But if for some reason I couldn't, my suggestion would be that you draw out a different envelope and just keep drawing out a different envelope until you get to a lower amount that you can actually put in for that week or that month. That is one option. And the other option is that you put the envelope aside, and if you happen to get a little bit of money, like if you, I don't know, get extra pay for a different job, or you have a second stream of income, or maybe you get some birthday money or something that you might be able to put away as well, then you can grab out that envelope and pop it in there when you do actually have that money available to you. So this is just meant to be a bit of fun. I think definitely don't take it too seriously if you happen to miss a week. Maybe, like I said, you're able to add that envelope back into your next pay cycle, or maybe you just have to skip it for now and revisit it at the end of the challenge, because I'm assuming if you're able to keep up with most of it and keep on top of it, then you won't be missing too many envelopes. So don't beat yourself up if that happens. It's totally fine. We're all on our own little journeys of saving money and just where we're at financially. And of course, with things being pretty uncertain anyway, that can all change, especially if you go into lockdown and are unable to work from home. Thankfully for me, I'm able to work from home, so I haven't been too affected, but I do know a lot of friends whose businesses got shut down or who were employed at businesses that got shut down. So it made it very difficult for them to maintain a solid stream of income. So don't forget, you can always revisit this another time, but I hope you guys have really enjoyed seeing my 6-month update and my progress on saving money. And like I said, having saved almost $2,500 is really, really great. And I really haven't kept on top of my savings at all for the last few years because I was always out traveling the world and getting on planes and doing activities and things, so I was just earning money to spend money. And this has really been probably the first time in my life where I've just had a period of adjustment where I can actually slow down a little bit and concentrate on saving some money to build towards some bigger goals. So it's really exciting to just track the progress and see how it's going. And even if I don't end up doing this challenge again, I just think it's set me up with a really good mentality about even setting up an auto debit or something to come out of my pay, and maybe that's just like $100 a week or something, to make sure that I'm always contributing to my savings no matter what. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.